Hi, I'm Mike from Become a Better Guitar Player. One of the things that I see on a lot of Facebook pages are beginner guitar players asking about pedals. They've bought their first guitar and they've got an amplifier, and now they're wondering about getting pedals and they don't really know where to begin and what they should get. So I'm going to try to shed a little light on that. In the beginning, I think what you want is a nice clean sounding amp, whether it's a big expensive one or a cheap one. You can get one, as long as it sounds clean like that, you can color your sound with these pedals. So these are old-fashioned stomp box pedals. I used these a long time ago. I bought what they call a solid state effects pedal panel, which was one electronic package. I plugged in one side, plugged out the other, plugged it into the power. It had all of these, and they're okay. I didn't care for it because you couldn't switch pedals, and I think you were limited to your sound on them. Some of them now these days are probably so electronic and computerized, maybe that's not a problem. I went back to these about 15 years ago. I had a solid state one. So what I use is I use a very minimalist approach to it. I have a wah pedal, distortion, overdrive, something called microamp, and a univibe. Something to consider when you use individual pedals is all the chords, the more cordage you have, the more chances you'll get noise. That's one of the positives to using the solid state unit. I've had pretty good luck with this. And another thing is every one of these effects holds a 9-volt battery. I don't rely on my 9 volts. I plug them all in with an outside external power source here. So when that one came out, and there's another byproduct of having pedals is there's a lot more to go wrong with them because there's a lot more connections. Okay, so this is what I use. I'll turn my guitar on here. Probably the thing I use the most is my overdrive. I use that a lot. Now, when people are starting out to play guitar, probably the first pedal I ever got was a distortion pedal. I should have actually probably gotten an overdrive pedal. Either one will work when you're starting out. Now here's a distortion pedal. So distortion is a little more than overdrive for sure. It's if you want to play Metallica, like when I was a kid, I played a lot of Metallica. I played Megadeth and played White Zombie. So I rarely use this anymore. I have it in my set here, and every once in a while we have a song or a solo or something that I think it sounds good in, and I use it. And this is my only real effects pedal I use anymore. This is called a univibe. These were popular in the 1970s, and there's a lot of there's Rush songs, and there's Robin Trower used these a lot. Pink Floyd used, or David Gilmour and Pink Floyd used one of these. These were very popular in the 1970s. And I also used a wah pedal. And there's my dog. So wah pedal's neat. And I think Jimi Hendrix probably was most famous for using a wah pedal. It really sounds good with some overdrive. So, my favorite brand, if you can't tell, is MXR. I like these. These seem to be the most bulletproof pedals there are. So, and here's my, this one here also, I didn't explain this to you. This is what they call a micro amp. And what that is that just turns my volume up a little bit. I can change it a lot. I can make it really change it a lot, but when I play live, when I play a guitar solo, I want my guitar a little louder. So then I turn on my micro amp. And that's all that is. That's all I use that for. So I like these MXR pedals. I feel like they're very, very reliable. This I've had forever. This is a Boss pedal. Let me think. The distortion level knob doesn't work on it very well anymore, but I only use it for really loud distortion, which I don't play all the time. So, and then the wah pedal I use is a Morley wah, and the model is called Bad Horsey 2. And this was what Steve Vai uses. And the reason I like it is because it's always turned off. Your wah pedal always has a sound. It makes your sound a little more trebly if it's turned on. This one turns on when you put your foot on it. And as soon as you take your foot off, it turns off. And there's a way to turn it on and keep it on if you want it, but I don't use that. Because I've been playing before. I used to use what they call a crybaby wah. It's a different brand. And you had to turn it on and off when you used it. And I would forget to turn it off, and I'd be like, well, I couldn't figure out why I had this tinny, trebly sound on my guitar. It's because I left my wah pedal turned on. So that's what I like about this. So different sounds. So you can change the sounds of these by changing the sequence that you plug them up. And the most unusual setup that I think only one guy uses that I can think of is, I always heard that Robin Trower puts his Univibe on the other side of his wah pedal. And the way I always did it was, this is my guitar right here, and this goes out to my amplifier. So I always plugged first into the wah pedal and then put my effects past it. And then I put my wah pedal, and then I have my distortion, which I almost never use. I don't use these together. I use one or the other. So it's usually this through this through this. That's basically what I use. This is just in here. So a lot of people like to mess around with the different orders. There's different ways to plug things into an amplifier too, to where instead of plugging your guitar into this, people will plug their guitar into this, and this. Then they'll have a couple of other effects that go into an effects loop into their amp. I don't do that. That's very complicated. Maybe if I was a studio musician or something, I wanted some really perfect sounds of some sort, maybe I would do that. But I don't do that. I like things to be kind of simple and to the point here. And I mean, I think the proof of that is, you know, the first Van Halen record. The first Van Halen record was basically Eddie Van Halen and his guitar, an MXR distortion pedal, I think, and an MXR phaser. I don't even know if he had a wah pedal. And then I've watched old movies of Led Zeppelin playing, and it was Jimmy Page and a wah pedal and maybe a distortion pedal. Nothing. Just the guy had nothing. They had nothing. Jimi Hendrix liked to experiment with stuff. He used a fuzz tone. He definitely used a wah pedal. Probably one of the best pedals ever invented that I don't have is a tuner pedal. And if you watch people in concert and they're tuning their guitar and you can't hear it, they're just over there doing this. There's a pedal that you can push and your guitar won't go through your amp, and you can look down at the pedal and it'll tell you if you're in tune. You can tune on the fly. Well, while you're playing, you have to stop playing naturally in the song, but you don't have to tune your guitar. Okay, so that works. That's probably one of the best inventions ever, I think. So the things I don't have that most guitar players use, I think, is I don't play a stereo chorus anymore, and I don't have what they call a flanger. Those were huge popular in the 1980s, and when I had a solid state pedal board, it had flanger and chorus on it, and sometimes I used it. if you listen to bands like the Police, the guys in Rush used them a lot. They used a lot of that kind of stuff, but I don't want that much stuff. If I can't fake it with my Univibe, I don't play it. That's all. So this is what I use, and this is why I use it. It's simple, it's compact. Not to sound cheap, but it's cheaper to replace one pedal than it is a solid state board if your board craps out on you, which is what mine did a long time ago. That's been a long time ago. So this is what I use. It's simple, it's to the point. And as a beginner guitar player, if you wanted to get one pedal, I would say after you have your clean sounding amp, I love this MXR Classic Overdrive. You can get your distorted sound out of it. I would think that would be the best place to start. So, and always remember, when you add a pedal, you add a chord too. So that's something else to think of when you buy it. So I hope this helps you out if you're in the market to start your pedal collection. So thank you and have a great day.